My next guest takes on Albert Morales at UFC Fight Night 123 on December 9th in Fresno. It is Benito Lopez joining me here on the program for the very first time. Benito, how are you?
Good, man. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. Not everyone asks how I'm doing, so I like that. And one of the interesting parts about this fight is that you and Albert Morales were actually supposed to fight last year at West Coast FC 17 in May of 2016. How happy were you not only to get this fight rebooked, but to have it in your debut?
Man, it feels a little surreal because there's not too many words I can describe it. I feel like, in a way, it's like my destiny. Or in a way, it's kind of karma taking its course. And I know that sounds weird, but we were scheduled to fight, and I ended up getting a concussion 2 weeks out from actually Noah, the former champ and one of my good friends and teammates. I got concussed from him, and I had to pull out. And he went on social media and was like running his mouth, saying like I was faking it, and I was afraid to fight him because it was the first real fighter I was fighting. He was just saying a bunch of things and saying I'm the pretend fighter. I don't do this for real. But he's been training half as long as I have. This is all I've been doing since I was 12. So it's personal, and it fires me up, bro. I've never been so fired to train for a fight in my life. And I can't wait for the bell to ring so I can get my hands on him.
I was going to say, I can feel the energy on the other end of the line, man. You sound really pumped up about this one, and I don't blame you, man. You
Yeah.
you did great on the Contender Series. I mean, that's where a lot of people, I'm sure, are watching this remember you from. You got the split decision win over Steven Peterson, who, if you don't follow the regional scene, Steven Peterson, really top guy, has been on the cusp of a UFC contract for a while, and you went out there and you beat him by split decision in September at Dana White's Contender Series 7. How happy were you with your performance, and did you feel like the contract was coming your way after that win?
Man, I was to be 100% honest, I was happy I won because it was such a close fight and it was like such a big event, But I wasn't impressed with my performance at all, man. I was really trying to knock him out in the first. I didn't get it, and I gasped pretty hard. It took me a round to recover, and I lost that second round, So I wasn't really impressed, and I look forward to showing how much better I am than I showed there, That being said, I'm super happy I got the contract. I honestly didn't think I was going to get the contract. There was 2 first-round finishes before me, if we're being honest, and I thought that one of them would have got it. So after the first round, when they didn't knock him out, I was just like, man, I was kind of hurt, but I'm really excited I did get it.
Awesome. Well, it certainly worked out well for you. And I got to ask, after being on the Contender Series and, that was on UFC Fight Pass, what was the reception like after your win? Were you finding, maybe more people than often were getting a hold of you, giving you props for the win and all that?
Oh, yeah. No, definitely, bro. After every fight, I normally get blown up on some social media. My phone will get blown up, people congratulating me, which is always awesome. I appreciate it all. But after this fight, it was a whole different level, man. For the first time, I had people, not from my area. I mean, I've had a few people from not from my area hit me up, but not like this, It was the first time people, hit me up on Twitter, hit me up on this, and they were just it was awesome, man. It was surreal. And I can't wait to get my career started, so it's like that all the time now, every fight.
And let's talk about your career getting started here. You're taking on Albert Morales, like I mentioned off the top. How do you feel like you match up against him in this fight?
Albert's a really tough fighter, but I feel like I match up really, really well against him, just like I did back then, So I think it's a really great fight for me. He's not afraid to brawl and get in there and strike, which is really great for me. And I see some holes in his stand-up game. I see some holes everywhere, but in the stand-up game, which is where obviously I'm always trying to keep the fight, I'm always trying to keep it on the feet and go for the knockout. So I see holes in his striking, and he's tough on the ground, but honestly, I don't think he'll be able to get me there. I think I do well with him on the ground as well, but I don't think that he'll be able to take me down. And if he does, I know he won't be able to hold me down.
Nice. You mentioned off the top there you train at Team Alpha Male. How did you end up training there to begin with? What was sort of the story there?
Yeah, so I've been here for about 2 years now, more or less. And it's kind of weird how I ended up here. I always pictured myself here growing up in California, with that being one of the top gyms in NorCal, and my home being in Orville, California. It's not too far from Sacramento. But really, I grew up at a gym in Stanley in that area. I moved to a gym in the Sacramento area, MMA Gold at Eldorado Hills. And then after that, I made the shift to this way. And they're kind of rival teams, so it was kind of weird. I actually fought someone from Team Alpha, one of my good friends now, Matt Waggy. And after that fight...
I know Matt. Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
He's headlining that Bellator card coming up here, the Monster Energy one.
Yeah, exactly. This weekend or next weekend. Yeah, we've been getting rounds in, so yeah, he's a beast, dude. And yeah, so me and him fought, and then after that fight, I made the transition over. It was just kind of weird at first because I was, like I said, on the rival team. But I mean, everything's good now, and it was a great transition, and it's one of the best team. It is the best team in the world, especially for the lower weight classes. So I'm getting the highest level of training out there, with the best partners every day. So that definitely helps with confidence and preparation.
So who are some of your main training partners over at Team Alpha Male? I know it's a big gym, but who are some of the guys you've been working with sort of more than others?
It really just depends who's in the gym, because so many people, we have such a big team that there's so many guys in the UFC or high-level pros or even high-level amateurs who they're fighting here and then they're out for a few weeks after their fights doing whatever, and then they'll be back in. So it's whoever's in the gym really. But for this last camp, like Clay Guido was one of my main partners for the beginning of his camp and the end of his camp, but he's not in the gym now. So let me think. Matt Waggy was one of my main training partners for this. I was training with Cody a little bit when he was preparing for his last fight. There's so many guys in there. I train with everyone, all the higher level guys. Really, we all get it in.
I'm up here. I was going to say I'm up here in Toronto, Canada, and I know there's a couple Canadians down there that train with you guys. Owen Carr and Mike Malott. Do you train with them at all?
Yeah, of course. Those are my boys. Yeah, I train with both of them. Mike's a little bigger. He trains with the bigger guys. The bigger guys kind of stick together. So yeah, I don't train with him too much, but I mean we're always all on the mats together.
Do they like exemplify that like stereotypical Canadian, like really nice, really polite, and all that?
Yeah, for sure. Malott, yes, for sure. Owen here and there, yeah, but Mike Malott definitely typical, stereotypical. Is the kindest guy you'll ever meet.
Yeah, for sure. Awesome, man. How's the weight cut going? We're a couple weeks out from the fight. Everything on point, getting down to 135?
Yeah, bro. My weight is for this weight class is so on point that I towards the end of fight camps when I'm hitting 2 and 3 a days, I have to eat a lot just to keep my weight up, So I'm one of those guys. So the weight's coming off just fine. It's going to be an easy weight cut, and I'm going to be feeling great on fight night.
How do you see this fight ending on December 9th? You're going to get your hand raised, otherwise you wouldn't have taken the fight. But how do you sort of see it unfolding?
Bro, I've been visualizing this every night, and this is what I'm working for when I'm out running at night, when I'm training 3 times a day, and my body's all achy, when I'm in the cryo chamber freezing. I see myself getting my hand raised, obviously, but I see myself going out there, pushing the pace, it being a really aggressive, really crazy fight in the first round, and then him slowing down, and then I feel like at some point he's going to make a mistake and I'll capitalize, and I see myself knocking him out on the feet, and bringing home the one of the performance of the night bonuses, I mean, I'm going for the knockout of the night. That's what I'm training for. The win is a win, I want the win, but I want to be one of the most exciting fighters on the card every time I fight, When people see the half blonde-haired Mexican kid out there, I want them to remember me, the first time they see me fight. So I'm trying to make an impression every time I fight out there. So I'm going for that bonus this fight.
Last question for you here. What do you like doing on your downtime? I know you're a busy guy. You train all the time, all that stuff. But are you watching any Netflix? You playing any video games? What would I find you doing when you're not in the gym?
Bro, I'm a nerd, so I'm definitely a gamer. You'll catch me playing UFC, WoW, or I actually just got the new Call of Duty as well. So Xbox One, I'll play those. And then other than that, I like shooting and I like fishing. I have a few guns. After fights, I always go and get a new gun or get a new toy, and that's always fun. So, and then hanging out with my family, just hanging out with my family and close friends. Other than that, I mean, my life really does revolve around the gym since I was like 12 years old. So that's pretty much my life. But outside of that, those are the hobbies I enjoy.
I can't wait for this fight. It's UFC Fight Night 123 coming up here December 9th in Fresno. Benito, it was awesome getting a chance to talk to you and catch up, man. Just remind people where they can get a hold of you on social media. And if you got any thank yous or shout outs, any sponsors, anything like that, man, the floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you, bro. Honestly, man, I just want to give a huge shout out to all my sponsors. I have a big list of them. I don't want to hold you up and go down my list.
You plug away, man. I got lots of time. You got to get paid here, so go for it.
Okay, awesome. Well, matter of fact, 1 second then.
No worries. See, you came prepared. That's good.
Yeah. Okay, so I want to thank my sponsors, Casey Cordinez and Wendy Cordinez with Snack Shack. My cousin Barbara Flocka, he's been with me since day one as well. Ben Hatch of DYKYB. Lana's Egg Whites, Blackout Fight Gear, Mills by MJ, Red Room Tattoo, Stones Protective Services, Ion Solar, Incrediwear, and I can't think of their business right now, but Dorothy Elizabeth and her family, thank you guys. Feather Falls Casino, thank you guys for everything you do. And then Team Alpha Male, of course, my team, I love you guys. My friends, family, and everyone who supports me, thank you. I appreciate you guys, and I can't wait to make you guys proud. And if you guys want to follow me on any social media, it's savage_530 and Benito Lopez MMA on Facebook. And thanks for having me on, bro. I really appreciate it.